When I first came, it was the setting that I'm accustomed to seeing in long-term care. People sitting in boredom in front of a television with very little interaction between staff and people who live here.
My aunt was very vicious with the staff and patients in there. She would attack them.
Why she was lost, to the point where she constantly reminded me, I have no home.
I don't feel like I'm going to a facility anymore. It just feel like a home.
This program, you know that they are not dead inside. There's something inside of them.
Butterfly program just pop. I have more freedom to hug and to kiss, and I love it.
But I see a miracle at work every day.
For every 5 years we live past age 65, our chances of developing dementia double. Up to 80% of people living in Peel long-term care now could qualify for a diagnosis of dementia. And in the next 5 years, the region of Peel is projected to have one of the highest rates of dementia in the province.
Dementia is the epidemic of our times. We do not have any cure for Alzheimer's or dementia in general at this point.
Pacing, agitation, outbursts, even aggression result as a person's ability to communicate fails, and their needs go unmet, including the need for engagement, companionship, affection.
As you walk through the halls, as you walk through the homes of the people who live here, you know that clinically we got it, but there was always something missing.
In March of 2017, the region of Peel partnered with Dementia Care Matters from the UK for the first Ontario pilot of the Butterfly household model of care. At its core is the individual and a recognition that people with dementia still have strong feelings, emotional connections to the lives they have lived, and they are still very much alive and living in the moment. The shift started with language, not tasks, but moments, not patients, people. Not a facility or institution, but a house, a home. Staff members traded in their scrubs for regular clothes. They spent time learning about the people in their care, and then they began to fill the home with things of meaning, things with intimate connections to the people living here.
We had a number of people that would pace, and by the dinner time, these people were exhausted. So we'd start to see responsive behaviors. They'll move between the colors and they'll stop because of that sharp contrast.
It is about allowing people the ownership, the empowerment to do their work, but to do it with the human touch, to do it with their hearts and not just with their minds.
This is people life we're talking about, making them happy, making them comfortable, making them feel love. Because they have dementia doesn't mean they're dead. They're still alive. They still need everything that they used to.
Everybody wants to be loved and respected. They want to be busy and be doing meaningful things.
Quite often he comments on, I cannot play music the way I used to. And I said, but you still play music. Because what happens is that I sing and he plays.
They still have life. They still can laugh and talk to you. Hold good conversations too. Before that, I just feel like coming here and just walk and go home. But now I feel as if I'm coming to chat with my family.
When I see these individuals, I find them to be in a calmer place. I find them to be in a happier place.
It really brought the residents back to life. It brought the staff back to life.
What we are establishing is a place that they want to come to work.
It is important to get this right, because if we don't, you must remember that the statistic says that dementia will come and find us all.
I am not afraid of getting old, living in a retirement home, if you're going to have this program. Everybody's so alive.
They're not just people that are left there to to Rotten Corner. They're being actively involved, and it's wonderful. It really is. That's what I would want.
You have no idea the joy. When I think about it, sometimes I have to cry and say, oh my God, I have seen the success in Butterfly.
These are people who have given so much to others in terms of their family, our society. Why shouldn't they have the best quality of life? And I really think this model brings that out for them, their families, staff, and for our sector.